This is the easiest fading method that you will find on YouTube, and you will only need three guards. The one and a half, the one guard, and a half guard. Are all three guards that will be necessary, will be the only three guards that will be necessary for this haircut. But what's good is HYB, and we about to lock in on this clean, all natural, non-enhanced haircut. Yo, I think I'm like top three on YouTube with doing all natural haircuts. Doing all natural haircuts shows that you really know your work, really invested inside of your craft. And if you can get a real nice clean, I'm not just talking about any type of cut. I'm talking about a nice, clean, all natural cut. Then that shows exactly the time invested in your into your craft. And everybody, I'm gonna take a brief second. Everybody's more like, "Oh, where HYB at? Where the videos at? Where the videos at?" Y'all, I had something planned that's real big, y'all. So, I'm gonna get into that late into the video, but we about to hop into this tutorial and explain exactly what I'm doing. So the first thing we did with our clients was comb their hair out. And this is old footage, by the way. But the first thing we did was comb our client's hair out with our swan comb, and then get our number one guard with our Annie's Masters, and we cut the hair down to a number one guard's length. And now we're taking our TPOBs, lever all the way closed. We're not setting this line in with the trimmer. Setting a line in with a trimmer will create a harsh guideline. And you don't want the hassle of taking out a crazy harsh guideline. So whatever we're going to take it out with, whatever we're going to take that line out with, we're going to put it in with. So I choose to put in it with the clippers that I'm using on this client, instead of going through the hassle. As y'all gonna see, it's gonna be very easy for me to take this line out. So we're going with lever all the way closed. This is the closest thing to ball. And then now we're opening up our lever all the way. This will make the blade all the way extended. And this will be our second guideline. As you can see, the lever all the way closed part was our first guideline. Now we're going and setting our second guideline. And I do a process of down fading. But what I like to do is go ahead and go in and handle this section first, because I kind of find my steps my blend kind of collapsing on the bottom portion of my blend. So what I like to do before I start the down fading process is go ahead and blend from the second guideline all the way to the first guideline. This right here helps me manage my fade spacing a lot more, so my blend could look a lot even, and just so everything could come out a lot more better than as if I was to just start with the 1.5 up top and then work my way down. And those three guards, I'm gonna break down the reason for using those three guards. So because we cut the client's hair down with a one guard, the next guard that we will be fading down with, you always start fading down with the next highest guard than whatever you cut the hair down with. It could be dreads. You know how people have dreads and you cut the sides down and stuff like that. Let's say you cut the dreads down with a 1.5. Then you'll start the down fading process with a 2 guard, then go into a 1.5, then one half guard, and then your second guideline to your first ball guideline. With this, we're going to start off with because we cut the hair down with a number one guard all the way closed, we're going to start off with the 1.5 guard up top. If you choose to, you can do a 2 guard, but to make the job easier, to make it have less time, we're going to start with the 1.5, then the 1 guard, and then go down to the half guard. Now I typically like to go with my half guard level all the way closed, as you're seeing right here. After I fade down with the 1.5 guard, I'm going in with the point 0.5. I get those kind of mixed up all the time. So I go in, level all the way closed, and I just notch at that line. You can just do it the way I said, but this helps me a lot more with my down fading process. So I go back down to the second guideline that we had set in with the half guard, level all the way open, not fading but notching at that line, and then I open up the lever, and then I fade from the lever all the way open with the half guard to the lever all the way closed, which will be the second guideline, and then I continue with the down fading, going from the one guard, and then that's kind of like the in between of. It's kind of like blending in between. It's like starting from the bottom then going to the top, then going back to the bottom, and then all that's left is the one guard area. So right here we're just detailing. Hopefully I explained that a lot, but y'all see what the technique can do. Y'all see the blend without it even being all the way blended yet. We're going to switch to our Andy Masters. The reason why I'm switching, you can use whatever clipper that you want, but the reason why I'm choosing to use my Andy's Masters for this detailing is splitting the hairs. As you can see right there, I'm splitting all these dark spots so that the blend could come out more smoother that it would have naturally came out if I was to not, detail and not take this extra step. If you have time, take this extra step. But if you don't, I promise y'all, some clients won't be able to tell. But this, a haircut is gonna, the haircut if I didn't do this part would have been good regardless. But if you're willing to take that extra time, if this is an Instagram post or any type of, Instagram, YouTube video as I'm doing right here, then I'm taking the extra time to go ahead and go do this. Or if I have extra time with my client, I do every 30-minute appointments. But, if I have a small 10-minute, 5-minute gap, 20-minute gap in between my clients for that one day, I might go back in and detail a little bit more than what I would have. And this right here, we're just doing the same exact steps. We already did the left side, which I didn't catch on camera, but we did the right side. Y'all see how the right side came out, and all we did was go over to the left side and do the same exact thing. And I wanna mention that y'all wanna follow this drop fade shape the whole entirety of, the whole entire way. You don't want to start fading it like if it was just a mid fade all the way around. You want to keep that drop technique. As you can see, I'm not going too high, I'm not going above what I need to go. I know that in the back it will be faded a little bit lower, but the same, because it is a drop fade. I'm not trying to take the fade in the back up higher and then have the fade on the sides look like a kind of a slight rainbow or horizon effect. I'm not trying to have that. I'm trying to have it a complete high, then higher, then drop down in the back, and then curve, and then have that same dropped effect on the opposite side, as y'all can see right there. Um, but man, I haven't been making YouTube videos because it's been a long process. But I'm currently opening my own shop. I don't know if y'all seen the post, but I post pictures on YouTube too. It's called, I think you go on my profile and you can see posts. And I had mentioned that I was doing, opening my own shop. So the shop is not all the way open. We kind of had to start a little bit earlier. I was supposed to be building up the shop. I got a nice building. It's in a fire location. I did my research on it. It's kind of something that just happened, man. I stumbled across it. I didn't plan to open up my own shop, but at least until before I'm like 30 something, I wanted to open up my own shop. But man, I was just driving around on break one day and I just came across a sign and I said, man, you know what? Let me just call these people, see how much this building is right here. Let's see how much somebody will want for this building. And then I heard the building price and it was like, man, I'm already paying so and so for booth. And it just made all the right sense to just go ahead and get the spot. I'll ask God, I'll pray about it, I prayed about it so many times, and it all just happened so smoothly. Um, the only thing was we had to start in the shop a little bit earlier than later because I gave the current location a month in advance, and then once we told him a month in advance, he kind of, I don't know if he felt some type of way about it or whatnot, but 3 days later after I gave him the month in advance thing, we wound up having to start. I wound up having to start, well, basically getting moved out of the shop that I was at. Um, because that's what he felt that what was best for his business. So I wound up after 3 days later, after signing a lease, I was supposed to take that month to kind of, get the shop, do the flooring, do the walls and everything. But I needed somewhere to cut, so I had to go ahead and cut in there right now. So we're in the process of building the shop right now. I'm extremely excited to show it to y'all. I was doing like a little vlog for the shop. I might continue to vlog. I have no idea. I've already done my first YouTube video in the shop. I have to get the nice lighting in there. We're doing a little bit something a little bit different than hexagon lights. It's something similar. Look at this blend, y'all. Look at the blend. We're gonna pause the video. Look at the blend. Fire blend. And we're gonna do a little bit of the beard work for y'all right here. It's the same process, but just working down with the beard. That's all it is. But yeah, man, that's where I've been at. That's what I've been doing. I got my own barbershop. I am currently 27 years old with my own barbershop, with my own business. And it's been years building to this point, man. If you're not a leader, if you don't know, if you don't have those specific features of being a leader, those distinct features of being a leader, you will not be able to open up your own barbershop. If you can't get yourself in right standing, if you can't make your own self successful, I was already making over $100,000, well over $100,000 as a barber before this even happened, before this even was a decision. If you don't know how to make your own self successful, at least making over $100,000 a year. Yeah, but if you can't get your own self successful, then how are you going to be able to lead a team? How are you going to be able to coach and lead a team to success if you aren't even successful in your own, in your own individual business? But right here, we're doing the hot towel, the lather and stuff. This is the line prep that we're going to be using to prep the line so we can get our crispy ash lines that we need. And this is just a hand massage that I'm just throwing in the video. You can throw this into your clientele, your everyday, services. It would be nice for your clients to feel. But after this, we're gonna wipe it down, use our alcohol, and then we're gonna use cold air only, alcohol swab, alcohol in that bottle, wipe our clients, everything that will be lined up, wiping it down, and then drying it with cold air, and then we're gonna use our holding spray. Y'all, I'm having a brain fart. We're gonna use our holding spray, and then cool air with that as well. But I'm very excited to talk about the shop and stuff like that. So we're just gonna continue with the video because we only have so much time left. But if y'all want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram should be popping up as the video goes on, just so y'all could keep a better close eye on the building process. But we're gonna pump out so much more content, y'all. I just needed a place to where I can feel free to be me, be the content barber that I am, be the barber that posts a lot, and it's just about a place of being comfortable, man. A place of being elevated. Having people around you that want to be elevated, man. I've come across a lot of barbers and barbershops that just don't want nothing more but just to stay stagnant, man. And that'll kind of seep into your everyday. Y'all, look at this lineup. It looks perfect. I just want y'all to see this. Um, so we start off with the C cups, then we do the vertical bars, match the C cups, then we start in the middle. We start on the weak side. His left side, as y'all can see right here, he grows more hair on the right side than the left side. You can always take hair away, but you can't bring it back. So you start off with the weak side, the side that grows the least amount of hair, and then you go back to the strong side. And if you have to push the line back, then do so. Then you match both sides, and that's my lineup process. But man, you don't want to be stagnant in your life. You don't want to miss out on opportunity when God tells you to go. You just need to go ahead and just go. Sitting there and dwelling on something for a while. That's why I'm kind of glad everything kind of happened how it did, because it made us move. It made me move with a central sense of urgency, and it got me out of a place that I don't think God. I think my time was kind of up in that place. A lot of my clients said that I outgrew the shop and everything, and that they think I'm supposed to be cutting celebrities and moving to Atlanta and going to Houston and stuff like that. But I'm a pretty local guy. I don't really. I'm just chill where I'm at. So not chill like being comfortable with my and stagnant with my career. But I love where I live at, and I'll just make a whole bunch of money where I live at because it's not a high income city. I just go work 30 minutes, an hour away, go to a high income state, make buku money, charge whatever I need for my haircut, and then just go live like a king where I'm at. It's kind of a backwards thinking. It's thinking outside of the box because everybody grows up, they move out of they wherever they at, and then when the cost per living goes up wherever they move at. I'm just kind of doing things a little bit differently than what people have been taught. So, and y'all, we're doing a razor blade right here. The razor blade is gonna bring everything out. This is no enhancements on this haircut, y'all. I think I'm like top three on YouTube, top two. I think I'm top two. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna push the three out the way. I'm gonna move it to top two. I think I'm top two, not using enhancements and getting that actual field looking cut. And this is the end product right here, y'all. So man, this was a good haircut. And one thing about natural haircuts, man, I don't like when people do natural haircuts and then don't really line up nothing for the people line. It's like they're lining up hairs that's like not even there for real. But this is a full thick lineup, and then you see he didn't have no full thick lineup. I did what I needed to do as a professional licensed barber to make the cut stand out and pop out and do what it needed to do. But look, it's HYB. If you're not handling business doing what you're doing, thank y'all for being a part of my journey, and we out. And we got some clips of the shop at the end of the video if y'all stay tuned.
Benny, please don't do anything crazy.